Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for this special report of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 6th, 7th, and 8th, 2015. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Make sure you check out my November 2015 horoscope going into the whole entire month. I play videos, I do audio. It's a visual audio presentation, a horoscope like you've never seen before. You can download it at my website, inclusiveastrology.com. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at the Leo King Planet Energy Meter to understand where all the energy is for this special report. And I am sending you lots of great energy, lots of positive light and love. And I am hoping that you have an awesome and amazing and wonderful, spectacular Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'm putting the energy meter at the extreme position. That is because we are finally at a big shift point in the universe. It's all happening this weekend. Wow. Number one, Saturn is leaving its shadow period. Finally! Now, if you're new to astrology and you have no idea what that means, shadow periods in astrology are when planets cover a space, okay, and then they go retrograde. Now, the shadow period means when Saturn had to cross and keep coming back forward, it had to cross its shadow. It had already covered this space. But this means that after this weekend, Saturn moves to 5 degrees of Sagittarius, where it hasn't been since the mid and late 80s, okay? So it has been a long time, 28 and a half years, 30 years, since we've had Saturn in this space moving on. And Saturn is the climber. He climbs the mountain. He's the one that builds the trail. And in all of our lives now, this is also Saturn, the ruler of time, now finally moving the clock in our lives forward. And with all the powerful changes that I have been talking about for the last couple months here, and all these major transits and all these major transitions and the retrograde Mercury we went through, I mean, there's been a pileup of energy that we have all had to go through. This Mars-Venus conjunction, this weekend is us really starting to move forward in our lives. Even though you might not feel like it's possible, you might not believe it's possible. Remember, Saturn is in Sagittarius. This is testing your belief structure. Where is your beliefs? Where are your perceptions? Are they in the right place or not? Now that we're covering new ground, woo! Saturn is coming into some new ground. And you know what? This is a very powerful weekend because the moon is going to, on Friday, be in Virgo. It's going to cover the Venus and Mars conjunction. And this is signaling this new direction now. I think we all internally are like so ready for change. The sun has been sextiling Pluto. We're ready for change. But when the moon is all critical and it's frustrated a little bit in Virgo. It's had to oppose Neptune, and it's kind of been like, I want to just get this all together now. I want my life together. I want to move on. I want to move forward. And I think there's a lot of like release that's coming this weekend from frustration. That's because when the moon comes out of Virgo, guess where it's going to come? It's going to come over the North Node, which is about to shift here in this week coming up on the 12th. But let's just stay in this weekend only. I don't want to take it too far. But boom, the moon comes into Libra and chills out. And guess what comes into Libra after that? Venus. The main story here, Venus has been through hell and back. Venus is, especially when it's Venus in Libra, it's the beautiful, like, you know, energy of like even though it's in the masculine sign of Libra, I always imagine when Venus comes into Libra, like that part when you just finally go, thank you. The war's over, there's peace, I can relax, I can enjoy myself. Some people could have Libra always likes to have a glass of wine and relax and chill. And there's this element of us finally kind of, as we're ready to move forward, finding a way to find peace. This is also wherever Libra is in your chart, you finally starting to seed and understand and really come into, in my belief, an evolution of finally figuring out whatever house that Libra rules. So depending on what sign you are, I could do a whole video on that, or I could do it all right now. It is a special report, but so let's just do it. So for Aries, relationships. This is a big thing about relationships that Aries are about to figure out. Coming this weekend, it's going to last, of course, Venus is going to be here for a while, but with the moon touching here and with Venus here, This is definitely going to be like a culmination point coming as we're moving in the new directions in our life and our perceptions about, for Aries, relationships. For Tauruses, it's about their health and getting their life together. For Geminis, it's about truly, really looking deeply at their heart and their passion, and can their dreams really come true. For Cancers, it's at their emotions. Can they finally feel comfortable and finally have everything comfortable in the place that they want in their life? For Leos, it's about their mind and making sure that they're not tripping out and that they're communicating correctly. For Virgos, it's their self-worth, their confidence in themselves, and realizing that they have the power to create whatever that they want. For Libras, it's about realizing that they can be an independent self. They don't have to be relying on only relationships in their life, that they can finally figure out who they are individually. For Scorpios, it's about finding a deeper spiritual place, being connected spiritually and learning to let the universe take control more in their lives, and learning to find balance and harmony through, learning to let go of things that aren't good for them. For Sagittarius, this is about finally finding your group and people and friendships and your place in the world. For Capricorns, this is about really finding ways now to deal with finding your career and finding what it is that you're doing in this life. What are you going to be recognized for? What is it? Finally starting to feel like that's coming into fruition. For Aquariuses, this is about now it's time to really expand your life. It's time to really believe anything's possible. And it's time to go to places you've never gone before instead of doing the same repetitive thing over and over and over again. And for Pisces, this is all about going deeper into your life and making sure that you are truly feeling comfortable with commitments that you're making in your life, and going deeper in how you deal with death and how you deal with the things that are deep inside of yourself, and whether you're ready to expose how you really feel. Believe it or not, a lot of this magic and a lot of this fruition could feel like there's no way it could ever come to these places in these areas. But for some reason there is some magic coming here, because this is the last, after this weekend, the North Node is going to come out of Libra and be finished there, and it will be Venus there, and Venus is going to seed the beauty of this Libra energy, and then we are done with Libra till Jupiter comes in next year. And then there is nothing coming into Libra for a long time, so the Libra energy is almost fully cleaned. And I'll be honest, I think that you're going to notice that in everything that I just said about the sun signs, that is something this weekend that you need to pay attention to about your belief structure and how it affects that space, depending on what sign you are. And of course, look in your own natal chart and see where Libra is. That's where you get real deep to the truth. But this is a time of great excitement, because there is this moving forward, but there is a lot of work. Saturn is starting to square Neptune now, and so this is where also Neptune is stopping this coming up week, and we're coming to this culmination point of, okay, we're moving forward into the unknown. We do know what we want, but it's an unknown want. That might not make sense, but there is this confusion that is going to set in. There is this, we are kind of blindly moving forward now, where usually we're so sure in where we're going in life. We're going with this blind faith. And it is your perception, it is your belief that is going to guide this blind faith either into a wall or into a beautiful, beautiful church, or into hell or heaven. It really is making sure that we get our minds and our beliefs straight. And I think a lot of it has to do with what I just brought up with the sun signs, with all this Libra energy. And of course, you can't forget this Mars in the North Node getting ready to conjunct. This is about courage and strength and identity, and learning to, we might want life to be a specific way, but it's about learning with Neptune and Chiron starting to station this week coming up here. And this special report is to remind you that it can't be exactly the way you want to, like specifically. There's parts of it that the universe wants to be another way, and we've got to go with that and trust in that and go with wherever the universe is taking us. The card of this special report is the Strength card reversed. This is all about making sure that you realize that this is about finding your inner strength again, because there's a part of you this weekend that has maybe run to a point where you don't feel like you have enough strength anymore, that you're just over it, that you don't have the ability and the willpower to move forward anymore. And this weekend is about finding that and that energy coming in, because you have to find it now. You have to get on the trail. You have to move on with your life. Trust me, I think we're all over being stuck in this spot in our lives, and we're all ready to move. And that's what this is. But do you have the courage inside? Do you have the ability to really find that inner balance within And do you have the ability to let go and not be so critical of it being a certain way? It's all about making deep internal changes in Scorpio. Mercury's here, been trining Neptune. The universe has sent you the signals it's going to be okay. It's whether or not you actually believe it or not. Thank you so much for the special report. You can get my app on Apple and Android, or you can go type in leoking.looksack.com to get it on my website. Please subscribe. That's how you can really help me out with this service. I put this video out for free to YouTube to everybody because it was that important. Thanks so much for all the support. Hope to see you on my app every day.